Hi, this is Wes Fryer, and it is July the 24th, 2017, and I am about 5 miles northwest of Belvue, Kansas, basically between St. Mary's, Kansas and Manhattan, Kansas, where I grew up, where my parents live. And I've just been at a workshop today in St. Mary's and saw the turnoff for a Oregon Trail historic site and thought I would stop by. I've seen a few of these from time to time, but a lot of times I'm in a hurry and we just don't have time, and today I did. So this is actually a family grave site, and I'll go ahead and read you shortly the historic marker that is back by the car that tells the history of this area and why this family gravesite is here. Of Potawatomi Indian and French ancestry, Louis Vieux was an early resident of this area. Probably born near Lake Michigan, Vieux, with a portion of the Potawatomis, moved to Iowa and later Indianola, Kansas, near Topeka. In 1847 or 1848, Vieux moved to this area of what became Potawatomi County. Located on the Oregon Trail near the Vermilion River crossing, the Vieux family, with its 7 children, lived in a log cabin, and Vieux built and operated a toll bridge over the river. He charged Oregon Trail travelers $1 per outfit, and it was estimated that he earned as much as $300 per day during the peak season of wagon travel. In 1861, Vieux was one of the signers of a treaty allowing the Potawatomi to hold lands in common or establish individual claims of 80 acres per person or more, depending on their position in the tribe. Vieux served as a business agent and interpreter, and occasionally represented the tribe in Washington, D.C. Near here is the Vieux Cemetery, where members of the Vieux family and other early settlers were buried. What I wasn't expecting, and perhaps I just wasn't thinking, but were all the tombs of young babies that died. And so over here, well, the center gravestone that we have here is Louis Vieux. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, and he, as you just heard from the historical marker, is the reason that this is on the historic register for Kansas. But boy, what a harsh and brutal and tough time babies and young people had on the early prairie in Kansas in the United States. Over here we've got, it doesn't actually have a birthday, it just says died, but there are these 3 gravestones here for Henry, Benjamin, and Louis, son of B.F. and B.R. Thurber, who died March 31st, 1874. So another gravestone died aged 2 years, 3 months, and 15 days. Margaret Thurber. Paul Louis Silverton died aged 1 month, 14 days. Teresa Bertrand lived to be 16 years old, lived until 1865. Joseph Bertrand only lived 2 days, died in 1865. Over here we've got kids that were the children of Jacob and Angeline Yacht, that died at age 4 years old and 9 years old. Another child that died at 9 years old, 1867, 1869. The most kind of amazing one is this Toussaint Trimble right here. Died in 1867, age 97 years old. Paul Vieux died age 68. So over here we've got, it looks like maybe, I don't know if they were twins, but they died just days apart. Mary Vieux and Estea Vieux, 1 month, was one month and 22 days old, 1 month and 16 days old. So Louis had several different wives. One died at age 27 in 1859. Another one died at age 37 in 1857. I'll have to do a little research there and see how that worked out. I don't know. Another child that died 10 months, 18 days old, Mary Nadeau. Louise and Elizabeth Nadeau died 2 days apart, February 20th and February 22nd, 1864. 2 months and 25 days. Holy cow! So Coming here, I kind of expected maybe to find some trail ruts or some evidence of the Oregon Trail. There are some places where you can see evidence of these trails that pass through Kansas as folks were headed west. But I guess my main reflection on this, thinking about pioneers, is just how hard the struggle was in order to survive and in order to make it. And I like to make analogies between the pioneers of yesterday and the pioneers of today. And oh, don't the hardships that we suffer today in the 21st century look so paltry compared to what folks here on the prairie had to deal with and contend with. I just can't imagine losing so many members of your family, especially at such young ages. It just seems almost beyond belief. But perhaps we should all take heart from the perseverance and the grit that was shown by early pioneers who were able to persevere, and despite hardships and all kinds of things, some did survive and some carried on, and those family lines continue and those legacies continue. So as we fight the good fight wherever we might be working, whether we're educators and teachers, technology directors, parents, struggling on, let's say our blessings and count our blessings for so many things that we can take for granted today, perhaps like air conditioning and food that's, delivered to the store and cooked on a stove that we didn't have to split any wood to get. The list goes on and on. But I think we also need to remember persistence and grit, right? Because pioneers who are seeking to blaze a new trail, to come into uncharted lands and territories, and that doesn't always mean, stealing land and taking land away. There was all kinds of that happened in westward expansion in the United States, but there were also people that attempted to peacefully coexist with the Indians, the Native Americans that lived here as well. Persistence, grit, the difference that individuals make, the difference that leadership makes, and the importance of relationships. All these things are going through my head as I'm here in northeast Kansas thinking about the history of the Oregon Trail and the early settlers in this part of northeast Kansas.